Hey, Charles, Kim from Viscosity. How are you doing today?
I am doing well.
So good to see you here at Oracle Code LA. Always good to see you. And you are a sponsor of Oracle Code LA.
Yes, we are this year.
Oh, glad. Well, it's always good to have you here. So, okay, something's been bothering me, and I need you to explain it to me.
Okay.
What is the autonomous data warehouse? I'm surveying quite a few speakers, so let's find out what you think it is.
All right. So a lot of people have a misconception that the autonomous data warehouse is 18C. And in fact, that's partially true. One of the components that make up the autonomous data warehouse is 18C, but it's also the Exadata behind it. It's also Oracle's management cloud doing a lot of the analytics. It's Oracle's artificial intelligence built into the product, and it's initially geared at combating AWS Redshift.
Oh, and so it's an alternative.
Yes, and
okay.
so obviously Oracle recognized that there's another market to be had there, and that's the initial to combat AWS and the Redshift movement. But also there's a lot more other use cases for autonomous data warehouse. Mm-hmm. One particular is to go after the line of business. It's not just about going after DBAs, and in fact a lot of DBAs don't like it because it's supposed to be self-healing, self-driving, self-tuning, self-scaling, right? Self-patching, self-upgrading, self-securing, right?
And it's GUI driven. There's no more command line.
Exactly.
Wait, provisioning and my performance, I'm not working in the command line anymore. What a drag.
Yeah, and so in fact, you only need 5 things to provision the autonomous data warehouse.
Okay,
it's the name
what are they?
The database name,
okay,
which data center you want to go to,
right?
In Oracle Cloud, number of CPUs or OCPUs,
okay,
right? The size that you want in terabytes.
And shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, and the most complex is what you want the password to be. Right?
That's all?
That's all it takes.
Why would a DBA not dig that? I mean, it seems like they just like those 5 things and, take a long lunch.
Well, for the DBAs, it's a constant fear of my job. What's going to happen to my job? Because if you're telling me it's going to self-patch, it's self-securing, self-tuning, right?
Well.
And self-scaling, at that point, a lot of DBAs.
Here's one thing I know about DBAs, is they like their data.
They do.
They like their data, and I'm not sure that they're real happy that they're not going to be right with their hands in the data anymore.
Yeah. Well, we, myself and several others who are ACE directors, we do quite a bit of talks on the DBA 3.0, right?
Right.
Penny does it also, and I do it. Rich Nemec does it. Jim Brzezinski does it. It's all about the next evolution of the DBAs, right? And so it's not about running backups anymore or deploying code changes or running scripts inside the database and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
It's more of in the DBA, the B is going to be smaller now. It's more about data administration, more so than the database administration, right? Mm-hmm. And in fact, Oracle itself as a company is investing more in data, and we believe that Oracle is going to. They already are a data company, but
right.
They're going to become more and more of a data company to the point where I believe that that's going to be their primary revenue source more so than the database itself.
Yeah. So as a CIO, I would be really interested in the data center that my data. I mean, if I'm going to go with this autonomous data warehouse, I would want to know what the data, the IT center looked like. So can you kind of sketch out for us, what hypothetically this data warehouse would be running on?
Well, and that's exactly, the coolest thing about the autonomous data warehouse is that on the back end, it's running an Exadata.
Get out.
Yeah, and so.
Oh yeah.
And
nice.
So you automatically get all the features of the Exadata. In fact, you can't even turn it off. For example, the Exadata hybrid columnar compression, EHCC. It's automatically enabled. You can't even turn it off.
Wow.
And so it's going to have things like, query offloading, smart cache. It's going to be all built in.
Yeah.
Right? the DBAs no longer have to create indexes in the autonomous data warehouse. It
Oh.
will self-create partitions for you. Supposedly it's supposed to, right?
Right.
And it'll self-tune. And in fact, a lot of the initialization parameters are specifically tuned to run a data warehouse. And so the initial deployment of the autonomous will be on the data warehouse.
Okay.
That'll be the market. The next market that they're going after is going to be the OLTP or the mixed workloads.
Okay, got it.
And everything Oracle does is going to be more about autonomous. It's going to be
Okay.
about putting the AI into their products, using a lot of their 30 years of history for databases into the product itself.
So you said earlier that this will cast a shadow on some of the other cloud options out there. How long do you think it'll take for them to kind of reinvent their niche?
Well, if you look at Oracle's Exadata and Oracle RAC,
Yeah.
right, products itself, and even like on the Linux side, right, we have the capability to patch the kernel while the server is up, right? And in 18C, right, we have the capability to, patch the OJVM
Mhm.
while the database is up now in a rolling fashion. And so Oracle is constantly adding high availability options. They're always thinking about, how do I do this without downtime? And the other vendors are way behind in that space.
Nice.
Right, and so and Oracle has a niche in that space, and so for that reason, right, Oracle's going to dominate for a while.
Right, right. Well, what else are you inspired by recently? Now, a couple of weeks ago, well, actually, it was a week ago today, 18C got pushed up cloud first, out on Exadata Cloud Service, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now let's clarify. On 18C, this is analogous to 12.2.2.
12.202.
Got
And
it.
19C is 12.203. Right?
Okay.
And that's why 19C is going to be offered extended support, whereas 18C is not going to be. So 12.203 would have been the terminal release of 12.2.
Oh, I didn't. Okay,
And
got
so
it.
thus the extended support, right?
Okay.
And so, but going back to the autonomous data warehouse,
Yeah.
and so we are working with Oracle,
Right.
and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but we actually wrote a white paper comparing the autonomous data warehouse, doing performance workloads against AWS's Redshift.
How did it turn out?
Spoiler alert is that obviously autonomous data warehouse is going to be a lot faster, right? But we're going to actually publish, numbers with graphs, and it's going to be published hopefully within the next month.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're
Fantastic.
hoping that Oracle will embrace it, and it will help everybody in terms of being able to resell autonomous data warehouse.
Right on. Right on. And you have a lot of other material that you put out into the community, like your cloud guides.
Yes.
And what's great about 12C, I mean, your team publishes quite a bit.
We're all about evangelizing Oracle, right?
Yeah.
We have, as you know, 3 ACE directors,
Yeah.
and we're actually working on the 4th one right now. And
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, maybe even 5, and so we'll
Yeah.
see.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
really good.
So.
All right. Well, I'm really glad we got to talk. This is really good. And we'll be seeing you in some of our other cities because Viscosity is one of our sponsors for the Oracle Code Tour. It's really great seeing you, Charles.
Yes, we'll see you in Boston, New York, and Chicago, in fact.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.